my channel. In this video we are going to know about the semaphores in the operating system. Okay, so first of all, what is a semaphore? The semaphore is nothing but an integer variable. So it is an integer variable which is used by the process in a mutual exclusive manner in order to achieve the synchronization. Okay, the semaphores is one of the operating system solution for the synchronization. In the previous videos, we have seen some of the solutions for the inter-process communication, that is hardware solutions, software solutions, okay, and compiler solutions. So this is the operating system solution for the inter-process communication. And what is the need of the semaphores here? Okay, so to achieve the synchronization, so we are going to use the semaphores. Okay, suppose two or more process are accessing a critical section. So this is a critical section and two or more process are accessing the critical section. Okay, so if two process are accessing the critical section, that is process P1 and process P2 at the same time. Okay, so what will happen here? So the data will be inconsistent. So let us suppose that two processes will be two persons. Okay, person 1 and person 2. So these two people are accessing a critical section means, so let us suppose the critical section may be anything, that is shared data, shared resource, a shared program, or a part of the program code. Okay, so anything which is a shared variable is called as a critical section. Okay, so here, so let us suppose the printer. So printer is a critical section part and two people are accessing the printer. Suppose the two persons are accessing the printer at the same time. Okay, so at the same time they are accessing the printer. So what will happen? So the printer can't print the pages, right? Since it is taking the two people's action at the same time. So there a conflict may occur or inappropriate data may be printed. Okay, so similarly, if two persons are performing the transaction on the same account, okay, if two persons are performing the transactions on same account, so then what will happen here? Okay, the data will be inconsistent. So sometimes some of the amount will be deducted from the bank account and it will be credited to you for after some time. So if there is any transactions failures like that. Okay, so here the two persons are accessing the same bank account at the same time. So then what will happen? So there will be inconsistent or inappropriate data. So that like crediting the more amount or debiting the amount. Okay, so like that. So that's why we are going to use the semaphores here. So semaphore is an integer variable, so which is used by the process in a mutual exclusive manner. So mutual exclusive means only one process will be there in the critical section at the time. Okay, so in the critical section there will be only one process at a particular amount of time. After the process completes the execution of the shared part. So critical section is nothing but a shared data. So it is a shared data. So after executing the after accessing the particular part completely, then the process P1 will come out of the critical section and another process will be allowed to enter the critical section. Okay, so only one process will be there in the critical section at a time. So that is called as a mutual exclusive manner. Okay, so semaphore is an integer variable. So based on the integer variable of the semaphore, so we are going to, the process is going to enter and exit the critical section. Okay, so semaphore variable may be 1 or 0 for the binary semaphore and it may be any positive value for the counting semaphore. Okay, so it may be any positive value. Okay, so overall semaphore is a integer variable which is used by the process in a mutual exclusive manner. That means only one process will be there in the critical section at a particular amount of time to achieve the synchronization. Okay, so this is the main reason we are using the semaphores. If suppose we are not using the synchronization semaphores. So then more than one process will try to enter the critical section, and the race condition will occur. If we are not using the uh, if you are not using any of the inter-process communication solutions, then the race condition may occur here. Okay. So next, coming to the operations on semaphore. Okay, so we are having the two types of operations, that is types of operations performed on a semaphore. Okay, so here the down operation or wait operation decrements the semaphore value. If the value becomes negative, then the process executing the wait is blocked. So similarly, the up or signal. The signal operation increments the semaphore value. If the value is not negative, then a process blocked by a wait operation is unblocked. So other than these two operations, there is no way to inspect or manipulate the semaphores. Okay, so here semaphore is used to count the number of wake ups and sleep times. Okay, so here the down is going to perform a decrement operation. Okay, it is going to decrement the value by 1, and up is going to perform the increment of value by 1. Okay, so it is performing the down means decrement operation and up means increment operation. Okay, so these are the two types of operations on the semaphore. So before going to the concept, let us know about the semaphores with a simple real life example. So for the semaphores, traffic signals is a best real life example. So here only the there are 4 lanes here, and we can consider the 4 lanes as 4 process trying to pass through to the center part, that is a critical section. Okay, so the signal will be red at 3 sides. Okay, at 3 sides it will be red signal, and at one side it will be green signal, so that the vehicles will be passed from this lane. Okay, and the remaining vehicles will be stopped here. You can see that remaining vehicles are stopped, and only one lane vehicles are allowed to pass through the critical section, that is they are allowed to pass through the junction to the other side, to the other lanes. Okay, so this is a simple real life example of the semaphores. The next one is railway line signals. So these are in the signaling of railway lines. So these are called semaphore signaling in the railway system. So they will be using the two things, that is a stop and clear. Okay, so here the signal will be in a straight line, indicated by the straight line in the red signal. Okay, if the no train is allowed to pass through the track, and suppose if the track is free, okay, then it will indicate by the green light and with the inclined position. The signal will be in the inclined position. Okay, suppose there is a railway track here, so only one train is allowed to pass. If more than one train is on the track, then there will be a collision, right? So that's why if another train is accessing this particular track, then it will be indicated by a stop signal. Okay, suppose if the track is free, and then the train can pass through the track, and there is no form of collision, right? So at that time it will be indicated by clear, so that the train can pass through the road. Okay, so the semaphore signaling is basically used in the railway system, in the old railway system. Now it is changed. Okay, so similarly you can compare this with the semaphores in the operating system solutions. So in the semaphores also, only the critical section will be the critical section is occupied by only one process at a time, right? The critical section will be accessed by only one process at a particular amount of time. So similarly, in the signaling of the railway system also, the track will be occupied by only one train at a time. If suppose more than one train is there in the track, means then it is indicated by the signal stop. If suppose the track is free, means then it is indicated by the signal clear. That means there is no other train using the track and the train can pass through the track. Okay, so similar to the semaphore signaling, here in the railway system also we are using the two variables here, that is a stop and clear. And in the operating system solutions we are using the two variables, that is up and down operations, right? Okay, so these are the two real life examples of the semaphore signaling, that is traffic signaling and railway system signaling. And coming to the types of semaphores, so we are having the two types of semaphores, that is the counting semaphore and binary semaphore. Okay, so in the case of the counting semaphore, so it may be any positive value, that means it ranges from the minus infinity to plus infinity. And the binary semaphore, it may be 0 or 1, so it will be only two values, that is 0 or 1. In the counting semaphore, it will be any positive value that ranges from the minus infinity to infinity. It must be a integer variable. Okay, so first coming to the counting semaphores. Okay, in the semaphores we are going to perform two types of operations, that is the down and up operation. So in the case of the down operation, we are going to decrement the value by 1, right? And in the case of the up operation, we are going to increment the value by 1. In the counting semaphores, so we are going to perform the down and up operation on the positive value. So counting semaphores may be any integer variable. Okay, that is any positive variable here. So we are going to perform the semaphore operation on the critical section. So these two operations, that is down and up operation, are performed on the critical section. So in the down operation, it is going to decrement the value by 1. So that is the semaphore s dot value. So we are going to initialize the variable s as a semaphore, and we are going to decrement the semaphore value by 1 here. And if suppose the semaphore value is less than 0, so what happens if it is less than 0, then it is going to block the process and place it in the suspended list. Okay, so if the semaphore value is positive, then it is going to perform the decrement operation. So it is going to decrement the value by 1. And if suppose the semaphore value is less than 0, that means if it is a negative value, then it is going to block the particular process and place it in the suspended queue. Okay, so next one is the up operation. So we're going to perform the up operation on the semaphore. Okay, so in here we are going to increment the semaphore value by 1. Okay, and if semaphore value is less than or equals to 0, then select one process from the suspended list and wake up. That means if the semaphore value is 0 or any negative value, then we are going to select one of the process which is in the suspended queue, and we are going to wake up the sleeping process. Okay, so if the semaphore value is less than or equal to 0, we are going to perform the wake up operation, that is from the suspended queue. Or else if the semaphore value is if the value is positive, then we are going to increment the value by 1. Okay, and normally the down operation is performed when the process is going to enter the critical section, and up operation is performed when the process is exiting the critical section. Okay, so whenever the process is going to enter the critical section, so it has to definitely decrement the semaphore value by 1 and enter the critical section. And after executing the critical section, the process has to use the up operation and increment the value by 1. Okay, So it is used at the entrance of the critical section and exit of the critical section. Okay, so let us take an example of the counting semaphore. So we are taking the critical section here, the critical section. So here the critical section, and take the semaphore variable as 3. So we can take it as 2. Okay, so first of all, so we are going to perform the down operation here. Okay, so in the down operation it is going to decrement the semaphore value by 1, and the up operation it is going to increment the value by 1. Okay, so whenever we are going to, a particular process is going to enter the critical section, so it has to execute the entrance code, that is the down operation. And when the process is coming out of the critical section, it has to perform the up operation. Okay, so here the process is entering the critical section. Okay, so it has to perform the down operation. Okay, so it is going to check the semaphore S. Okay, it is going to check the variable S here. So what is the variable here? S is equals to 2. So it is going to decrement the value by 1. Okay, the semaphore value is taken as 1, and the process will, here the process P1 will enter the critical section. Okay, and this part is skipped since the semaphore value is not less than 0. It is skipped here. So next one is the, and it will enter the critical section. The P1 will enter the critical section. So next another process, that is P2, will try to enter the critical section here. So we are going to take the P2. So here the P2 will execute the entry code, that is the down operation. So it is going to decrement the semaphore value by 1. So since the semaphore value is not less than 0, so we are going to decrement the value by 1, that is the semaphore value 1 as 0, and the process P2 will enter the critical section. Okay, okay, and this code is skipped here. Okay, this part is skipped since the semaphore value is not less than 0. So next again another process is trying to enter the critical section, that is the process P3. Okay, so here P3 is trying to enter the critical section, and it will check the semaphore variable here for the down operation. Okay, to enter the critical section it is going to execute the entry code. Okay, since the semaphore value is 0, okay, so it will be it is going to decrement only we are going to perform this operation, right? So it will decrement the value by 1. So 0 will become -1, and the process P3 will enter the critical section. Okay, now in the critical section there are 3 processes, that is P1, P2 and P3. Okay, so next again P4 will try to enter the critical section. Okay, so here the semaphore value is -1, which is less than 0. Okay, so since the semaphore value is less than 0, so we are going to block the process and place the process in the suspended list. So we are going to block the process P4 and place it in the suspended queue here. So it is placed in the suspended list. Okay, since the semaphore value is -1, which is a negative value. Okay, so next, so we are going to perform the exit code. Okay, so if n number of process tries to enter the critical section, then the semaphore value will be keep on decrementing only, like -2, -3, -4, like so on, like that. Okay, if a P5 tries to enter the critical section, then it will become -2, and the P5 will be placed in the waiting queue, like that. Okay, if n number of process tries to enter the critical section, so that n number of process are placed in the suspended list. Okay, so next one is the exit code. Okay, so we are going to perform the up operation. Okay, so here the P1, P2, P3 has completed the execution in the critical section, and so it is going to perform the up operation, that is increment the value by 1. Okay, so here the semaphore value is -1, right? So we are going to increment the value by 1. sorry. So here semaphore value is -1, right? So here if semaphore value is less than or equals to 0, then select one process from the suspended list and wake up. Okay, so here since the value is less than or equals to 0, so we are going to select one process from the suspended list here. So that is the P4. We are going to wake up the P4 here, and okay, so we are going to wake up the, if suppose after performing the down operation, if the process is suspended, okay, then the particular process will be, if the process is suspended, then it will be placed in the suspended list. So then it will be called a unsuccessful down operation. Okay, if after performing the down operation here, if a process is suspended from the, if a process is suspended and placed in the suspended queue, then it is called as a unsuccessful down operation. Otherwise it is said to be successful down operation. Okay, so for the up operation there is no unsuccessful up operation, as we are not going to suspend any process here, and but we are going to wake up the suspended process from the queue. Okay, so we are not going to perform any suspend operation on the process, but here we are going to wake up the particular process placed in the suspended queue. Okay, so that's why there is no unsuccessful up operation. So this is the operations on the counting semaphores. So next, coming to the binary semaphores. In the binary semaphores, the variables will be only 1 or 0. Okay, so the semaphore variable will be either 1 or 0. In the case of the counting semaphore, the value may range from -infinity to +infinity. That means it may be any positive value. The semaphore may be any positive value. If it is not a positive value, then the particular process will be placed in the suspended queue, and it has to wait until all the process completes the execution and wake up the particular process in the suspended queue. But in the binary semaphores, there will be only two integer variables, that is 1 or 0. Okay, so here the code will be same as the counting semaphores. So first, down operation. So if a process wants to enter the critical section, it is going to perform the down operation. If semaphore value is equals to 1, okay, then make it as 0 and enter the critical section. Okay, else means if the semaphore value is 0, then block the process and place it in the suspended queue. Okay, so if the semaphore value is 0, then it will the process will be placed in the suspended queue, and the exit code is the up operation. Okay, if the suspended list is empty, then make the semaphore value as 1. Okay, or else select one process from the suspended queue and wake up. Okay, so if the suspended queue is empty, that means if there is no suspended process in the queue, then the semaphore value will be initialized to 1, or else that means if there is any process in the suspended queue, then it is woke up. Okay, so this is about the binary semaphores. So we will work on a simple example here. Okay, so the critical section, in the critical section, so we are having the semaphore variable as s, so which is initialized to 1, so it will be either 1 or 0 for the binary semaphores. So first, so if a process wants to enter the critical section, it has to execute the down operation. Okay, here the process P1 wants to enter the critical section. It will check the if block here. So if semaphore value equals to 1, so here the semaphore value is equals to 1, right? So it is going to make it as 0. Semaphore is 0. So here the semaphore value is 1, so we are going to make it as 0, and the process is going to enter the critical section. The process P1 will enter the critical section. Else block this process and place in the suspended queue. So this is not needed, since the semaphore value is make as 0 and process P1 will enter the critical section. Okay, so in this scenario, if any other process tries to enter the critical section, Okay, then it will be placed in the blocked, suspended queue. Okay, so here the process P2 tries to enter the critical section. Okay, so since the process P1 is already there in the critical section, okay, and the semaphore value is 0, so in this time the no process is allowed to enter the critical section in the case of binary semaphores. Okay, so here the P2 tries to enter the critical section, so it will execute the entrance code. So semaphore value equals to 1, so it is not equals to 1, so it will go to the else part. So in the else block, so if the semaphore value is 0, then block the particular process and place it in the suspended queue. So here the P2 is trying to enter the critical section, so place it in the suspended queue. Okay, so P2 will be placed in the suspended queue. Okay, if another process, that is process P3, also tries to enter the critical section here, so then it is also placed in the suspended queue. Okay, like this we are going to place the process which are trying to enter the critical section with the semaphore value initialized to 0. So exit code. So P1 wants to exit the critical section after accessing it, so it is going to execute the exit code, that is the up operation. Okay, if the suspended list is empty, then we are going to make the semaphore value as 1, or else select one process from the suspended queue and wake up. Okay, so here the suspended queue is not empty because the process P2 has tried to enter the critical section. Okay, so here it will execute the else part. Okay, select one process from the suspended list and wake up. So we are going to select the process P2 from the suspended queue and wake up. After the P1 exits the critical section. Okay, so the P2 will enter the critical section. So P3 will be in the waiting list only. After the P2 completes the execution, then P3 can enter. Okay, so here the P2 will enter the critical section. Okay, so here while P1 is exiting the critical section, it will make the 0 value as 1. Okay, and the P2 will again enter the critical section here. It will enter the critical section by making the semaphore value as 0, and the P2 will enter the critical section. Okay, so after the P2 completes the execution, then the P3 will, so while executing the exit code, so it will make the semaphore value